store business. And how's everyone doing tonight? Everybody having a good night? Hope everybody had a good day today. Good last couple of days. Oh. Hey Joshua, how you doing tonight? Blakely's Trapping Supplies is live. YouTube just let me know. I think it's weird that they always let me know when I'm live, and if I upload, a lot of times it'll tell me that I have uploaded something. I appreciate that, Joshua. I'm glad you liked them. Have you had a chance to try that hot sauce yet? Kindy's really messed this pen up. Can't get it closed. I'm doing good. You doing better now that you're not in the hospital? I did. Figured I'd hop on here and kind of see how everybody's doing. I won't have a chance to do another live the rest of the week, so figured I'd hop on and do one for a little bit tonight. I appreciate that, Joshua. I'm glad you like it. It's I said it's not really it's not got a super spice to it. This one was more of a flavor. Is what I was going for with it. It's got a spice to it, but not a crazy spice. The next one I'm working on is going to be a lot spicier, a lot hotter. That's good, Joshua. It's always good to have a good day. It's not good to struggle, but it's always good to have a good day. Stupid dogs. But what's everybody had going on this week? Got a little bite to it, but not overpowering. So that's really good. Yeah, that's what I tell people. If you like to eat jalapenos, you'll like it. Because I mean, it's got the spice of a jalapeno to it. If you like to really eat spicy stuff, you probably won't even notice the heat. But to some people that don't like heat at all, it could probably be a little too spicy for them. But say this one, it's definitely more about the flavor. Hey, Internet Vet, how you doing tonight? Hey, Derek, how's it going? Appreciate you guys coming in. We gotta go live tonight a little bit, see how everybody's doing, see how everybody's week's going. I appreciate that, Joshua. Hey, Mr. Somebody, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming on and chatting with us. Hope you're having a good week. Yeah, Joshua, my seasonings we eat all the time. My wife's not too big on hot sauce, but we eat the seasonings very often. Yeah. So that's good, Joshua. I'm glad you're doing okay today. I'm glad you're having a pretty good day. Yeah. Did they get your back figured out? Dyeing and washing traps. That's fun, Derek. Getting getting ahead for next season. Uh, Waxing traps. Yeah, I need to get me some more traps here soon. And get them ready. I had a bunch of traps that I didn't much care for. I wanted to replace them with some different ones, so I decided to sell them, and my brother bought them from me. So sounds good, Joshua. Like I said, I appreciate it. I'm also working on a steak seasoning, and I'm working on at least one more hot sauce. Yeah. Is that a can of tomatoes? That's what it looks like from here. But I got a steak seasoning that I'm working on. I got at least one more hot sauce I'm working on, and then I'm probably going to make a salsa. When I was a cook slash chef, we made a bunch of salsa, and I made a lot of it. And the the way we always made it is different than most anybody else I've ever had salsa from. So the two things I know is cooking and trapping. So that's what I'm gonna stick to. I didn't. Those are literally all yours.
No.
Yeah, okay, the purple cup's mine. The rest is yours.
No.
Yeah. Hey PA, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in. Have surgery at some point soon.
There's not really a lot that are just stacked
That sucks, Joshua.
there. No.
So I hope you get to doing better like soon. Trapping some coyotes this summer. That's awesome, Derek. Yeah. It's always good to get the coyote population as in control as you can. Um, I know I'm trying to get more nuisance jobs around here. They're just kind of hard to get around here. Hard to get the word out, I guess you could say. That and people around here are cheap. Most of them around here, if you go trap their place, they think you should pay them for being there.
I don't want it ramen, but I like this.
Is that the off-brand one?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, see if I like it. It probably tastes about the same. You know, it'll probably have more of like an artificial flavor to it. Don't smell too good. Hey Billingsley, how you doing tonight? Living the dream.
Okay.
They're okay.
You can tell they're knockoffs.
Yeah. Just still eating them.
I'm not gonna waste them.
Well, that's first. Your tortilla last night sure went up the eye.
Well, so did yours.
Yeah, because you threw yours away. That's good, Joshua. So yeah, my brothers had two back surgeries, and the first one they had to go in and clean his back up real good because he had a herniated disc that had almost cut his spine in half. They went in there and they cleaned it all up and got it good enough, I guess. And the surgeon told my brother that he really doesn't want to fuse his back because my brother was, at the time, I think he was 25, 26 maybe.
27.
He said, no, he was 27 the last time. That was 3 years ago.
We got them both at 27.
I don't think so. But he said once you fuse your back, you kind of just have to keep going at it. He said because once you fuse one vertebra, he said they'll kind of just keep going up and up and up. And he said once you get your first one, he's like you'll be in here about every 5 to 10 years getting another one done. So it's not good. And then he had to go. It whatever did it again, herniated again, and he went back in, and it was a lot worse. So they had to fuse it. And this was all the way down in his lower back. So he told him, he said, yeah, he said, from now on, he's like, probably at least every 10 years you can be in here with back problems, probably getting another fusion done. Got a beaver job coming up for the local farmer. That's awesome, Derek. I want to find me some more jobs around here. Oh, yeah, we're doing pretty good, Bensley. I think everybody else is doing pretty good. Joshua, he's been in some pain, back pain. Hey, Jeep fam, how you doing? Doing a Nerf gun gauntlet for the boys. That sounds like fun. Did the boys win? Hey, KW, how you doing tonight? Nope.
Of course not. You probably cheated.
Probably did. Jeep fam probably got those paintball fingers going. Did you just report me? Not that I know of. I don't know. If I get reported, they don't let you know that. They had to make it through the house without you shooting them. Well, that's not very fair. Of course, we used to do that with paintball. That was fun.
Pinball.
There'd be like 5 of us on one side of the field and 1 on this side of the field. And they would have to try to run to the other side of the field without getting shot. What trap do you want to get, Blakely? There's a few that I want to get. I really want to get some of the No BS extremes. I want to get probably about half dozen or so and try them out and see how I like them. But I definitely want to get another dozen Duke 650s and a dozen Duke number 2 Douglas. But then again, I don't know. I might just try to get all 650s. I also want to get a couple Duke 550s to try out.
You're behind your phone.
$20. My touchscreen went crazy and pulled up the report thing. You're good, man. It was totally fair because you have a sniper, just a single shot. Okay. Is that how you judge it? Try to go back in the Civil War days. That's awesome, AKW. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I'm glad he's doing better. Yeah, PA. I don't know. It don't matter. But yeah, that's kind of my plan. there's still a lot of traps that I want to use or try out, and the No BS Extremes and Duke 550s are two that I want to get and try out. Huh? Oh, whatever. I'm so full of it. Yeah. On the Extremes are beast, yeah. I've heard lots of good things about him, and I've got to meet Kendall a couple times, and he's a really great dude. So I definitely want to support him. So I'm at least gonna get a few to try out. Probably get 6 of them and try out. I said I sold. Let's see, I think 18. See, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think I sold 18 traps that I didn't much care for to my brother. I was gonna post them on Facebook for sale, but I asked him if he wanted them. He said he'd buy them, so he bought them. I appreciate that, Joshua. I've had a bit payer problem with them. That's good. I know out of all the traps I've tried so far, my absolute favorite was the Alpha trap. I know I've said it 100 times. I really like the trap, how easy it is to set, how easy it is to bed. I caught, I think, one uh, house cat, 2 or 3 possums, and 4 coyotes in one this year. And nothing's bent, nothing's tweaked. The pan tension was still good. The pan's still set level. So I definitely like them. Again, they're just Alpha's too expensive. Hey, Ottercat, how you doing tonight? The Alphas, they're $280 a dozen. If that's what you're sending money signs for. The Alpha, $280 a dozen, and my thing with it is there's a lot of traps that I like just as good. Uh, that are close to $100 less a dozen. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And then again, I mean, whatever trap you like, use it. I mean, there's no right or wrong trap out there. They all catch fur. Just everybody prefers something different. Huh? Yeah. I have had one trap that didn't catch fur. It caught fur and held it until I got there, and then it let the fur go. And I was not very happy about that. But yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen the video or heard yet, had some problems with some stuff I was getting in for the subscription boxes this month. And it looks like I'll probably be getting that stuff Friday. So I'm going to try to get the boxes out Friday. If I don't get them out Friday, they will go out Saturday morning. I apologize for that. I hate being behind, but sometimes it just happens. So they should have went out today, but it didn't happen. So I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I apologize, and I've been doing the box for I think like 13, 14 months now, and this is the second time something like this has happened to me. So I definitely try not to make it a habit, I guess you could say, but sometimes stuff happens. Number 3, Bridget Doggone is deadly, 14 bucks, yeah. Um, I had three of them, and I mean, personally, I didn't much care for them. I sold them to my brother with all the other stuff. Decided to get a box, first one for me. That's awesome, Derek. I hope you like it. Said I'm hoping they go out Friday, but if nothing else, I'll take them Saturday morning.
We'll do like Saturday.
Yeah.
Lunch.
X and Nee Carter. I see you comment a lot, but I'm not quite sure what to call you. X. I guess I call you X. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Picked up close to 75,000 acres trapped in Central Arkansas. That's awesome, Billingsley. I
What?
what's that one? I was going. I thought about trying to find a place in Arkansas to trap coyotes this last season because they can trap them longer. When I looked up how much the license was, I quickly changed my mind. Yeah, I know it's out of my control sometimes, but I hate because I mean I don't know, I hate it when people have to wait because I mean I've already had three people ask me about the shipping number or the tracking number for the box today, and it's like, you know, something happened and I wasn't able to get it out, and they're all like, "Oh, okay, no problem." It's like I know, like most people are okay with it, but to me, uh, I don't like it. I'm not very satisfied with it.
Crap happens.
Guess you could say. Hey Seymour, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in, chatting. Come help trap it, Billsy. Yeah, I would love to come. I mean, if the license there wasn't so ridiculous, I'd be all over it. Especially beaver. I wanna go trap beaver so bad. 75,000 acres. Yeah, internet vet's what he said. Fishing triggers. Hey, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in. That's a fair piece. Beaver spot. Yeah, I like dogless traps too, and I had a bunch of the Bridger number two dogless modifieds, and they're very rough. I've heard from a lot of people that says they're not near as good as the number threes. I only have one number three dogless, and I kept it. But the number twos I sold to my brother. He didn't mind them. What is that? Oh, that's a raccoon light. I don't think she's ready for bed. She was super happy and excited when she went to bed, laughing. But yeah, I mean, the number twos, it seems like they were very hard to set. Like, I don't know. They wouldn't clear the eye of the jaws very well. Mostly beaver work, but a bit of everything too. Awesome. So I don't have to tag everyone separately. Yeah, Jeep fan, that's kind of what I do now. When I get on the live, I just tell everybody, hey, how's everyone doing? Because it's hard to tag 20, 30 people. How much is the license? What I read
Lay down, baby girl.
said that you had to have a fur bearer's like a trapping license, which was 200 and I think $240. And then it said before you can buy that, you have to buy another. It says you have to buy your fur bearer tag, which is I think $240. But it said to buy those, you have to buy like your other tags, like your deer hunting and stuff tags, and they were $240 something dollars. So it's more like $480. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Then again, I don't know if that's 100% true. On if you have to buy the other tags before you buy this tag, but that was definitely more than I wanted to spend. Hey Scab, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you finally rolling in. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it's a joke. Take it as a joke. I'm not looked yet. It used to be 180 or something. Yeah, it's gone up. So what I've read, it might not be accurate, but what I read, that's kind of what I got from it. It's what it sounded like. But I mean, if I had a huge piece of land to trap, I wouldn't mind spending $200+ to go trap it. But I don't know. I'm so excited to trap some new land. Come on. I appreciate that. Say 1,400 acres is quite a bit of land. Um, the place that I trap, I think, is about 400 acres. Struggling, but today was a fairly good day. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I said I might have misread it, but when I read it, it's like, yeah, it's like one, I would have to find a place to trap anyways. Two, that's pushing $500. That was a lot of money. So, you know, I mean, even $240 is quite a bit of money for me, anyways. Some people it's not, but to me it is.
cheap books.
You know. Well, broke people are usually cheap people. Uh, yeah, and that's I don't know. I'd have to read it again, but I don't know. All they're doing are yeah, I've thought about it. I want to call him just to kind of see about what I have to do to nuisance trap in Arkansas because uh, there's a lot of people in Bella Vista that have foxes, beavers, and raccoons that they're always needing help with.
People from Bible study Monday, there was a fox by Dollar General.
Did you stomp on it?
No. He's running across the road.
Just have a trapping license and a small game license. I don't know. That might be it. I appreciate that. So there's definitely a lot of good baits and lures out there to use. I definitely give a few a try. Jeep fam, when my wife come out and told me that, I told her to message you. I told her what I said. I said just send them that, and she said okay, I will. And then I asked her this morning. I said, did you message Jeep fam? She said no. I said, am I still supposed to? She's like, yeah. And I said, I thought you was going to. She's like,
I told you yesterday just to message him. Because I told
yeah.
Brooks you would.
Tennessee and trap coyote beaver over here. Yeah, see here in Missouri, uh, we can we don't have to have a license here to nuisance trap. We just kind of well, what I do is I just call or I just text my conservation agent and tell him say, hey, there's this person that's having problems with a couple coyotes killing the chickens or whatever. I'm gonna go trap them. He's like, all right, and he might say, hey, kind of where's it at? And I'll tell him, and he's like, all right, well, thanks. That's pretty much how it is. Pretty much just let him know this is what's going on, this is where it's at, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, here we are. Yeah, here we are, Jeep fam. So it's $1,200, and you gotta pay tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
Only $1,200.
Yeah, only $1,200. I'll cover the taxes. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, it's going to be. I'm not 100% sure. It's like $798 or something. $800, pretty much. Uh, my plans were. There's 4 bedrooms. I was going to split that with all the bedrooms, so it'd be $200 per room. But I'm also wanting to find a couple people that's maybe just by themselves that want to sleep on the couch. Maybe they can pay, $50 or whatever for the whole week. And then we can take that $50 out of the, divide it by 4. So hopefully when it's all said and done, it'd be like around $170 per person for the whole stay. But that's kind of my plans. or $170 something dollars per room, I should say. Because if somebody's got like 15 people, they might want more than one room. And we have to pay when we check in.
I don't know how much it was. I think
So,
3 o'clock.
so we're still check-ins at 3 o'clock.
I don't know.
We ain't gonna be there at 3 o'clock. We'd have to leave at like 1:30 in the morning.
You can check
Or
in after.
we'd have to leave at like 4 in the morning.
You can check in after.
But,
I don't know. I have to go to the Airbnb.
I'm talking about using everything. Fusing from the base of your neck to right above my tailbone. That sucks, Joshua. That's definitely gonna be rough. Uh, my brother just had one of his vertebrae or whatever fused. And he still can't bend over real well, and this has been uh, 4 years, almost 3.5 years, and he still can't bend over very well. Check for non-resident trap in Arkansas. It's $235. Alright. Internet vet, it's at the NTA. The wife asked if we take one room, how much will it be for us from Wednesday to Sunday? If you just want one room, right now it would be $200.
Well, and that's just a guesstimation because
Yeah, say it's like I said, I'm still working on getting other people to stay. Uh,
well, and
I would like to have, if if I could, I would like, because we'll be in one room. You guys, if you take one room, that's two rooms. I would like to have people to take the other two rooms, and maybe one or two people like that wants to sleep on the couch, which that would only be like $50 for the whole, 4 or 5 days. Or if they just were going to be there 1 or 2 nights, maybe like $30.
that's
And that would make it cheaper as it goes,
well,
So
and I
if a room's $200, if somebody comes in and wants to sleep on the couch and pay $50, it goes from 200 to like $188 per person. If another one comes, it's like 175. So that's kind of where I want to get it to where it's super affordable for everybody. That's why you just drive. Yeah.
But also, I was looking at on the Airbnb website, and it charged differently than what she was charging.
Well, what is she charging?
It's the house is 600, and I don't know. And
I
then
know, but I'm just.
we don't have to pay all the fees of the.
Just basically figure it out. I'm just a driver. Yeah, pretty much. Basically, one room won't be more than $200. It should be less, but it won't be more than $200. Hopefully, I can get more people, but
I'm trying to reserve. I'm just gonna.
Surgeon's also amazing bids.
I could book it online for 5 nights at $827.
Yeah,
But I didn't do it through her, so
I know. I'm not wanting the exact dollar with change.
it's I think $750.
I won't be able to bend a little bit at the waist. My back won't bend at all. Yeah, that sucks. Where is the NTA? It's in Lima, Ohio. I believe it's the last weekend of July. I think it's like the weekend of the 27th. How much if you cuddle in one big bed?
I'm not
That's
doing that.
that's $1,000 a person.
I got a kid.
Otter cat. Oh, good lord. So if anything, I'll just measure your back, cut a fence post, put that in your back. You'll be able to walk and stand, but that's about it. Can imagine snuggling up to Jeep Fam's beard. If Jeep Fam has it the way he had once, he won't have a beard then. Otter Cat, oh good lord. Joshua, you, Otter Cat, you have a customer.
Corey, I'll figure it out. Not work stuff. Work.
But yeah. G Fam, I'm gonna bring some old trapping bait that didn't sell, and that's what we're gonna eat.
I'm going to talk about McDonald's then somewhere.
Why? Why?
I ain't eating that.
We can make some like
I ain't Trapper J.
we can make like some Deadly Highway 71 pot stickers.
Yeah, no.
Why? Gonna have a beer level out. I gotta get to 500 for Trapper J to do the giveaway. What brackets do I recommend for drowners? Nikki, the Hags bracket is like the greatest. His brackets and locks and just about everything he makes is the best. You can get them on my website, or you can get them from J3 Outdoors website or Minnesota. I think just about all trapping uh, supply companies carry the Hags brackets and that stuff. I'm game. Let's see if you take the first bite off of. If I'm taking the first bite, I know which one I'm picking because I know what's in them. If you get 3 of the 4, 50 couch spots filled, I'll take the last spot. I don't make it. This is formal offer. This is formal offer that you can go. Alright.
Let me see how many couches. I know there's one.
I say, I mean, if it comes down to it, I mean, we'll run this like a frat house.
There's one
I mean,
couch.
if you want to sleep in the bathroom tub, that's $15 for the whole week. Like I'm saying,
There's one couch.
one couch. One couch ought to fit 3 people.
Well, it's a pretty tiny couch.
It depends on how well you know each other.
There's also one chair.
There's also a chair. So the couch is 50, the chair is 48.
Oh, 2 chairs.
It's also got lots of floors that you can sleep on.
So I
I
plan
bring a
on taking
deer
an air
heart, but I
mattress
need
if
it for
somebody
California.
wants to sleep on an air mattress.
I'm passing on that Jeep Fam. You can have all the deer heart you want. And I appreciate that, internet vet. Are you gonna try to make it to the NTA in Lima, Ohio? So strippers. If we have any strippers, it's gonna be because Jeep Fam lost his clothes. And at that point, I'm gonna go sleep in the car. So I take the 850 to the current event and let them try to set it when they're done. Scab, that'd be fun. That'd definitely be fun.
There's a chair in a bedroom.
That's creepy.
It doesn't look too comfy.
Somebody sleeping in the bed in the bedroom, and then one person sleeping in the chair, just kind of watching them all night. That's a little creepy. I know, we'll get it figured out and say the more people I can get, the cheaper it'll be on everybody. Regardless, it's definitely going to be cheaper than a hotel. Bro, Jeep Fam isn't going to lose his clothes. I hope not. So, internet vet, I think we'll be alright. I appreciate the offer, but I mean, there's no need. If you're not going to be there ain't no need for you paying it. I appreciate the offer, but we'll get it figured out.
There's one couch.
G Fam said, laugh aloud, you don't want the strippers in that town. Y'all lived there for 7 years. I knew some of them, and let me tell you, y'all don't want that. Well, I will obviously know where they are, just won't be on me. Yeah. Uh, it's funny. It kind of reminds me of this joke. Uh, when I was a teenager, I was at the bowling alley, and one of my friends asked my other friend if he wanted to go to Hots, which Hots is the strip club that's in our little town here. And he's like, no, I don't want to go. He's like, we just had a family reunion last month. And I just started laughing. Like, I couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh my god. I'm just asking because Blakely said he's going to run it like a frat house. Yeah, I mean, people sleeping on the stairwells, people sleeping on the floor, kitchen counters, bathtubs.
No, we're not.
Yeah. If we get enough people, I mean, it could be, $40 a person for the whole stay. We might need what? We might have some parking issues, but
Yeah.
maybe Jeep Fam will have a bus by then, and he can just haul us all in like a shuttle bus.
My car is parked in the parking spot.
England, Arkansas, about 20 minutes from North Little Rock. Little Rock. It's about 3 hours from us, ain't it?
What else for?
4. So Billingsley, you'll be about 3.5 hours from me. You're 20 minutes north of Little Rock.
No, never mind. Little Rocks. Little Rocks. I don't know.
Little Rock's, I know it's 3 or 4 hours away.
I'll look it up. Because that's what I do best.
Need a whole lot more money to get a bus. I told Jeep Fan to just trade his Jeep for one. He was trying to sell it the other day, and then he said he wanted a boat. I said, trade your Jeep for a boat and an S10.
So he'll be 4 hours from us.
So Little Rock's 4.5 hours.
No. Wait a
Look up England,
minute.
Arkansas.
I did, and it's 3 hours and 53 minutes. It's
So 4 hours from
it's
us.
south of Little Rock.
Huh?
From us, it's south of Little Rock.
What do you mean from us?
Like,
There's only one south of Little Rock and only one north of Little Rock.
oh,
I got a pic of a black coyote. That's awesome, Derek. That'd definitely be cool to trap a black coyote. Can't do that with a bus? You can. It just might be a little more interesting. Hey, Jamie, how you doing tonight?
oh, he's saying it's about 20 minutes from north Little Rock.
I thought he said 20 minutes north of Little Rock.
We've got
Yeah.
north and south Little Rock.
Well, I know. But
I know.
my Billings will be about 4 hours from us. Hello, everyone in chat.
It's delicious. Let's call it mouse.
A couple years back was Pack and 3 were solid block. That's awesome, Derek.
Country Road, that's Pizza Boy, right?
Yeah. Jamie, you know my wife always calls you Pizza Boy. Not bad, just like your favorite pizza shop. Oh, you went and ate at Pizza Hut tonight? I had to do it.
I finally got my Hawaiian pizza.
So usually if we have a black coyote, there'll be like a gene pool of black coyotes, and you'll normally have them there.
Sorry, that's just, I don't know. I call anybody Pizza Boy when I work at.
You've been called worse? Yeah. Watch a pro at his job. I appreciate that, Scab. I do think that is a link to Jamie, right? I guess before I say I appreciate it, I need to know what the link's to. It is.
No, it's Country Roads.
Yeah, it's Jamie. His name's Jamie. His name's not actually Pizza Boy.
I know.
I will not just outright buy a bus. I want this time income to pay for it and build it. So it's an investment. I get that, Jeep fan. I get it. At my rate, I'll be happy when my social media pages do well enough. I can go buy an off-brand bottle of Coke. Oh,
Indeed
I
it
guess I
is.
could. I guess it could buy me a bus. It'll come in a little Hot Wheels pack, but
There's one over there in your daughter's playpen.
go get it. Go give me that JJ bus. Well, it is now. Hawaiian pizza is one of the best pizzas in the world. No, it's not. You're sick. Joshua, that's nasty. Cooked pineapple just does. I'm good. There you go, Jeep fam.
Lay down and go to bed, baby.
I should totally have somebody paint Jeep fam on this, and I will send it to you.
You'd have to buy your daughter a new one.
This is gonna be Jeep fam's new ride.
Do you have his address?
I'll get it. Or we also have this one. This one doesn't have a top. This one's already ready for your rooftop porch. They cut the top of it off before you make it level. Shouldn't be too hard to remove the seats to put in your sink and your bathroom and stuff. The suspension isn't built too long, but it does have some pretty good exhaust on it. Right.
It sings too.
It does sing, but I'm not gonna hit the button because it'll probably take my video down. Don't you fall.
I think she fell asleep with her vacuum light on.
It's also still got both its mirrors. So that's good. That's
And a
surprising.
sticker.
It has got its tail lights. You might have to get a tag though.
And it's bus 1 too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the sticker's still on.
It was invented by a Canadian guy.
Barbecue chicken pizza is disgusting.
Well, I mean, Canadian pizza is the same thing as Hawaiian pizza without the pineapple. All they did was throw pineapple on it and change the name.
This one, right?
Posted video today's good with something pizza. Don't surprise me, Jamie. So that's how those TikTok videos do. I had lots of them that had 100 views or something, and I'd go to bed and I'd wake up and it'd have 10, 12, 15,000 views. And it's like, what in the world? Joshua, I'll pass on that. I do not, Jamie. I do not. I don't cook pineapple, period. Cooked pineapple is not good. 1950s, 1960s bus, which would be amazing, but they don't make them long enough. They're like in a double-decker bus right now. Good Lord, Jeep fam. Double-decker. You know how many things you couldn't drive under? How is it going on? It's going good, Robs. And barbecue chicken, that is definitely a personal preference because I'm passing. I'm a traditional guy. I just meat lovers. You know, I like pepperoni, sausage, hamburger. I mean, pretty much any meat you want to put on it. No pineapple. And I don't really care for ham on my pizza either. Yeah. I think this is more Jeep Fam style though. I think this is more of his style than the other one.
I'm watching you. You better put that light up.
If you want ham on pizza in Canada, you have to order bacon on it. If you want bacon on it, Scab, you know too much about Canada. No, he's from Hawaii.
Oh,
That's why I always call him an island boy. It's like 'cause he's an island boy.
I won't start singing that stupid song.
Have to be lower than 13 foot, so I'm fine with that. You just might have to make it look like this. Chop a little bit off. Gonna run. Alright, Billsy, I appreciate you coming in and chatting with us. Hope you have a good night, man. Thanks for your help. Hey, David, how you doing tonight?
Right, Josh.
Appreciate you coming in and chatting with us tonight. My meds are kicking in, my body, I'm gonna crash out. Have a good night, everyone. Chat. Alright, I appreciate you, Joshua. Thanks for coming in, chatting with us tonight. See ya. I tell you, the best pizza is anything I make off the line. Oh, really, Jamie? I don't know. Pizza Hut has it going on. You know, they got stuffed crust. A double-decker bus in the US 14, but that is an enclosed top section. I want mine open. Go to London and get one. Grew up in Detroit. Was born and raised in Hawaii. Detroit is right across the river. Okay. Scab, like, Detroit of all places. I don't blame you for leaving Detroit. It's a joke.
Ask Jeep Fan how
Take
the
it as
roads
your-
from Lima to Three Rivers, Michigan is.
Just type it.
You don't
Because I
like
don't know what
that?
you just said. Good night, Josh. Take it easy, Josh. Night, everyone. Jamie, I bet you would. No, not a joke. That's from out there. Yeah. There's some pretty cool people from the area, like Ted Nugent, Eminem. But I'm glad I'm not. You know what I mean? Dad-in-law cooked a pizza on his green egg one time. It was pretty good. Yeah. I was thinking about making a pizza brick oven outside because it's super easy to make. Then I was like, man, I would pretty much never use this, so I didn't do it. What road you taking to get to? I'm hoping the one with pavement. Make my own pizzas in New York style, Detroit style, Chicago. I make 2 a week.
Let's see.
Awesome.
Oh, what are they doing? No, saying it's 11.5 hours.
I like deep dish. Kid Rock. Yeah, Kid Rock's from there too. Hey, Heart Ready, how you doing tonight? Man, I got a lot of people coming in here tonight. I appreciate everybody.
I don't know. It's sending us through all these states.
Yeah, Jeep fam, every time we Google Lima, Ohio, it's
It's saying
different roads and different times. One time it was 13 hours, then it was 10 and a half, then it was 12, then it was 10 and a half again, and now it's saying 11 and a half.
It's
11:21. So
Well, Highway
It's stupid.
70
we are coming up Highway 70
to 75.
to 75.
And that's once we're like in Ohio.
Sky. Funny, most folks don't know about Detroit style pizza. Detroit style pizza. Doing good, man. That's awesome.
It's actually like Minden, Michigan.
Go through Fort Wayne, Indiana. How do you go through Indiana going from Ohio to Michigan?
It's the rural tip corner.
I love pizza, Scab. It all depends on traffic time, but yeah, well, they're gay, so I understand a little bit of difference, but that one day it was literally almost 14 hours. So unless they just straight up like bulldoze the highway, I don't know. Wanting to try pizza on Park Grill, you might as well come down 79 to West Virginia while you're at it. Jamie, you might as well take the same road going to Ohio to come see us. G-Fam, I don't know, I've never been there.
It's Minden, Michigan, not, but
Okay, that's nice.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Everybody can hear you. I'll meet you in the middle.
And Lima.
Ohio is the middle. Actually, I'm already going farther than you would be going. Mm,
Oh my goodness.
hold on. Still awake?
Oh yeah.
Being a box truck and unload your stuff, that way it will save you fuel. Yeah. I I won't be bringing very much like trapping supply stuff. Um, what I noticed a lot at the conventions that I went to last year, every convention I went to, there was at least one other trap supply there that was way bigger than me, that had a lot more to offer, and I didn't sell a whole lot of supplies really at all. Mostly just baits and lures. So this year I decided that I'm not going to bring really any trapping supplies. Basically just my stuff, because it takes a lot of room and effort to carry all the hammers and trowels and traps and all that stuff. So I decided that this year I'm just going to bring the stuff I make, the baits and lures that I make, the seasonings, the merchandise, stuff like that. I might have like some of the Trapper J Predator kits and stuff. I might bring one or two of those, but other than that, that's about it.
Tell him we're taking 70. It's on Interstate 70.
Mine is about 6.5 hours from you.
No.
Awesome, already. Are you going to be at the NTA? So you'll take I-78 Lima? I don't know. The reason why I'm asking is my great aunt lives up there, and Google is saying it's 2.5 hours away. It's about that
Pretty much.
close. You don't need this seasoning. You might sell some of your Senate Moss seasoning. Alright, cat, I'm gonna make some of that just to send to you.
I'm going to see her. I don't care if I get lost in the middle of whatever state I'm in. I'm going to see her.
Jeep fam, I think you need to work on the frame of your bus. Here. Listen to this. Ooh. Alright, cat, you're sick. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It's not far at all from Lima to hometown. It's 5.5 hours. Alright, cat, I'm gonna send you some of my Predator 360, and you can just eat it on some toast. Maybe might send you some Highway 90 Roadkill. You can eat it on some toast too. You'd probably like it. It smears real well. Jeep fam, if you get your bus, you gotta do one of these things. You gotta do one of these things. The backflip at some point. I bet your wife or your girlfriend would like that. The kids would love it. They might not like it too much when it, doesn't land very well, but we're making the trip one day to go see her. She thinks that's what she's doing.
No, I know.
Wisconsin Convention in September. Yeah, I won't be at that one.
I know. It's gotta be
Okay, awesome.
Friday or Saturday.
Go to Lima, we'll meet y'all on the highway and we'll cruise with you. When you go to the NTA, Jeep fam, where will you be coming from? Yeah, but he's always gone. He'll probably be somewhere else. I think Jeep fan needs to see a mechanic. What up, Mr. Somebody? So is everybody having a good week this week?
Birthday week.
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday week, so you know what that means. We'll
No,
be going out to
depends.
eat tomorrow night. Won't take too long though, because McDonald's ain't that far away.
I still don't taking you out to eat.
I'm gonna take her to a very fine establishment. Our local Taco Bell has been remodeling, so we'll get to go enjoy the new remodel.
It's not open yet. That's sad. I opened that Taco Bell.
The bus has some major rot. Must be a Dodge off loud. Hey, I own a Dodge. Let's see here. I don't know. Judging on like the curvature that it has, and the way that it, does that so easily, I'm gonna have to say Ford all the way. I mean, look at this. The axle's broken, where the wheels don't even turn all the way. Like, this has to be a Ford. Like, I didn't know Fords made school buses, but this just has to be a Ford. Wait, never mind. I thought we would be coming from Michigan. I thought coming from Indiana. G-Fam, do you even know what you're doing? Swing by and get me. There you go, G-Fam. Swing by and get Articat. He pays $25 a foot for travel. Hope you have a nice dog house after that comment, Raphael. We have a 75-foot dog house that our dogs live in, so. What?
You're retarded.
You're retarded. Trying to write a schedule is such a pain. No one wants to work nowadays. It's really not that hard, Jamie. You just write a schedule and say, here's your days. You're not here, then don't worry about coming on your next shift. And then when you run out of employees, you can start telling people when they come order pizza, hey, pizza's half price if you can make it yourself. Holding my eyelids open, internet vet. Just get you some tape. Tape them bad boys open. You'll have to ride on the roof. We will have all those seats packed up. All your seats packed up. Do you put anything on the roof of the Jeep and strap it down? Like suitcases or anything like that?
Sucks.
That's the problem. I did have everything on different things. Jamie. Just do what everybody else does. Go to the local high school and just start offering jobs. Talking trash about Ford driveway, but have a Dodge that way. Scab, like I said, I bought a motor that came wrapped in a Dodge. That's all I did.
That's currently not running.
Well, it runs. I got that started right now.
I doubt it.
$20.
You have to charge the batteries.
No, I wouldn't.
You can't fix it.
No, but I charged the batteries and started it the other day, and it hasn't died yet because I shut it off and left it. So it should start back up. Because the batteries ain't went yet. Tape pulls your eyebrows off. You got some good tape then.
Gorilla.
You like beef jerky? Some.
Yeah.
Some, not all. I don't have the world's greatest teeth, so
But his wife does.
no, you don't. You have the world's greatest teeth.
Oh.
Anytime.
Nobody has the world's greatest.
I drove a Chevy most of my life, but I always wanted a Cummins, so I bought one. And yes, I've already replaced some front end parts on it, but it is what it is. At least I'll have a motor that'll last me my life. Gotta go fight a turkey in the morning. Alright, Otter Cat, you have a good night. I appreciate you coming in and chatting with us tonight. Good luck, Otter Cat. Alright, this bus is going bye-bye.
Oh, break it.
Huh?
She needs to go to bed. So tired I can't even find these words.
Where it belongs. Cummins made motors for all kinds of stuff. To get home and then check out my box up. It's on a Friday, so I don't know. Jeep fan, you're always wanting this expensive stuff. I don't even spend $400 on my guns. I have very few guns I've paid more than $400 for. Because I'm cheap. A broke man makes a cheap man. You tell people, you don't guess how many's in here and gets nothing. See the room. You tomorrow the window the other day. Well, it depends on how you're treating it, Jeep fam. Jeep fam, suck that drool back up.
I don't know what.
Huh? It needs to last. Yeah, it does last. So you're talking to a very cheap person. Right here, this guy. Right here.
Very, very, very.
Yeah, I'm very, 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 very cheap. I said a broke person makes a cheap person. So I still got to make a bunch of baits and lures before convention season starts. I think the first one we're going to go to is the FTA in Kansas in June.
And even this Father's Day at the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. How cheap? You don't even want to know. I'm not like pick ants out of my sugar and still eat it cheap, but I'm pretty cheap.
I think you would do that.
Well,
Picking it out of the sugar.
it ain't broke unless you're eating cat food to save money.
That's it.
I would eat nothing before I ate cat food, Scab. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're broke because I have lots of meat in the freezer that didn't really cost me anything. It cost me like $17 for a tag on the bullet, and the $20 processing. I'm cheap too when it comes to certain things that I'm going to be holding the family still. See, Jeep fam, you're not cheap. Like I'm cheap. Very, very cheap. Like I said, I don't even spend $400 on my guns. No, because my thing about it is, I'm cheap, but I don't focus on money. Like I don't just search for money. That's the problem with the most people in this world is they do everything about like money is their life. Everything is money. Because the thing about it is, 25 grand in today's world, that really isn't gonna last very long. What is that? Half of a vehicle? That's like an eighth of a house anymore. Huh? I mean, just 25 grand really isn't a whole lot of money anymore. It's one bite of meat. No, it's not meat. It's that's a organ. That's not meat. And the thing about it is, I mean, you, that's like the people that say, "Hey, would you live in this place without Wi-Fi for a month to make $1 million?" It's like you don't even have $1 million, so why are you offering? You could buy 3 houses with 25 in cash. Jeep Pam, if you bought 3 houses with 25 cash, you would need 100,000 to bulldoze them and rebuild them.
In our county, anyways.
I say honestly, 25,000 would pay maybe a third of my debt off. Not even. My outdoor store that I started put me in a lot of debt, and then it didn't work out. So my outdoor store's been closed for what,
2020
almost 3 years.
or 19.
Yeah, almost 3 years, and I still got a lot of debt from that store that I'm paying off.
The day we said we were closing this day, we found out we were pregnant.
So it's been almost 3 years since I've had my outdoor store, and like I said, I'm still paying debt off from that store. Scam. Yeah. I don't. 25,000 is about 29,000 more than I make in a year. Literally every dollar I make goes into bills or the business, and that's pretty much it. Be using it as a down payment. Yeah, but there's no way in the world I would want to be that much in debt again. There's way too much risk. I've done way too many risk things that have failed on me. Uh, in all honesty, I'm still waiting for a risk thing to pay off for me, honestly. I couldn't get a loan for a house with 25,000 down right now anyways. I got way too much debt in my name. There's good debt and bad debt. Right now, I just have all kinds of debt, and I couldn't get a loan to buy a hot dog right now. That's why I try not to make um, I try not to plan too far ahead because I have no idea what I'm going to be able to do or not. Like the conventions, to plan one that's 3 4 months out. Because normally the conventions, we can schedule the hotel and you can cancel all the way up to 24 hours before without having to pay anything or get a fee or anything like that. And the tables you don't pay for until you get to the convention. Well, the NTA and the FTA, you have to have them paid for by the end of May. And if you end up not making it, you don't get your money back. So if I pay $320 for the tables at NTA, it has to be paid for by the end of May. And if something happens and I can't make it, I don't get my money back. So, I mean, things like that are very, very hard to do. It's not what you make, it's what you spend. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, buying in housing market these days is no different than getting in the stock market. I mean, housing, it goes way up and it crashes just like everything else. So, I mean, you could buy $150,000 house for $100,000, fix a few things and go to sell it, and stuff went to crap, and now the house is worth 85,000, and now you've put another 10 or 15 grand in it. So now you're $40,000 deeper into the house than what it's worth because the economy has went south, so the housing and land market went crap. I don't know. Everything's a risk. When you buy anything, it's a risk, especially when you borrow money on it. And that's my thing, what you're talking about, like buying houses and stuff. I've never had the money to be able to do anything like that, and I probably will have the money to do stuff like that. So that's why I don't even think about it. I mean, I don't have the money to go out and buy houses to rent out or do whatever. Like, I don't know. I took my one big leap and it's kind of spit in my face, and I'm still trying to work my way out of it while building up this company. So, I mean, that's the truth to my life. Maybe too much truth for YouTube Live, but that's just, I mean, if you want to know me, that's me. So, yeah, I know a lot of people that do that, Jeep fam. Why? Having a hard time finding the words. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people doing that. The problem with it is, around where I'm living, you can't get an offer on a house. And you definitely can't do a 30-day clause. I can promise you that. Um, Around here, like, I'm not even exaggerating at all. A lot of the houses say somebody posts a house up for $120,000. Uh, Within 24 hours, somebody's put in an offer for $150,000 or $160,000 cash to buy the house, and it's a week. So, I mean, you like what you're talking about. You can't do that around here. Even crappy houses. I mean, um, there's like no houses right here that are lasting 3 4 days. Like it's literally they post them and it's hours and they're sold for 5 10% more than they were asking. Yeah. So I'm happy with where I am. It's one of those things I'll slowly get out of the hole, and it don't much bother me. But I'm one of those people that hates owing somebody money, whether it be a bank or whatever. Like I hate owing people money. It sucks. No, it's not investment companies buy them. It's literally people buying them to move into them. Uh, there's very, 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 very wealthy people that live in my area because, like I've said, some of the biggest companies in the world are from here, and there's millionaires that work for these places. And where these places are starting to become overrun with people, so they're starting to move out here. Well, every time a house pops up, it's sold. A house pops up, it's sold. A piece of land pops up, it's sold. I mean, my family, we had 340 acres here. They split it up into 28 to 32 acre portions, and each kid got their own piece of land to keep, sell, or do whatever. Um, let's see here. One, two, three, four, five of them got put up for sale, I think, and they all sold within months. A couple of them sold for uh, almost, what was it? A couple of them sold for like $7,800 to $8,000 an acre. My uncle, he had one for 26 acres, and he sold it for $230,000, and he had it up for sale for like 3 weeks. And the people paid cash for it, and they built a house and paid cash for it, and it's a two-story, almost mansion with an in-ground pool. I mean, there's super wealthy people moving in here, and they're buying everything. We'll let the fellas just get you down. A lifetime 300 hitter gets in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But in reality, he got out 70% of the time. Stay positive. I know. You can't know success unless you've known failure. Yeah. I know, guys. I'm just saying, like, where I'm from, like the investment type things, I don't even look at. Because right now, I don't, I physically don't have money for any kind of investments at all. Like I have people all the time telling me to get in stock markets or Bitcoin or this and that, and it's like I can't like physically. They're like, all you gotta do is take $50 a paycheck or whatever like that, do it. And it's like I don't even have $50. Like all my money goes to bills, and especially right now, gas is ridiculous. We're spending so much money in gas, it's unreal, and we don't even go anywhere. We go to church, the post office, and grocery store, and we spend every other day. It's $20 in the car. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna get to sleep. So sounds good, Jeep fam. I appreciate you coming on and chatting with us tonight. Hope you guys have fun in Indiana. She's still awake. Good lord. I do make investments on different things that I hope pan out. Like uh, the commercial that I invested in, and hoping that it pans out. So I mean, for me, that was quite a bit of money for the commercial. So I hope it does end up paying off, but we will see. Time will tell. We've had 3 episodes air so far, so that means my commercials aired at least 3 times. Hard to make any real money in stocks unless you want to play with very large amounts of money. Yeah, I know. And that's, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for people that talk to me about like 401ks, stocks, investments, this and that, and all. It's hard to get them to understand. Like I don't have a paycheck. Like I don't get a paycheck every week or every other week that I can pull, you know, 5 to 10% out of and invest it into something. Like I don't have a paycheck. I don't pay myself a dime because I don't have a dime to pay myself. Yeah, see, I don't have any kind of retirement investments, stocks, or anything like that. And anything that's an investment, a stock, or anything like that is going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's why you see people that are constantly selling their stocks and buying new stocks. I mean, if you get it in the stock market, it's no different than walking into a casino. So, I mean, it's the same thing with buying properties that you want to rent out or whatever. There's so, I mean, it's hard because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you might get a renter that comes in and destroys the house and refuses to leave. With the way the world is today, you can't really force them to leave. And if you try to, you have to send a notice, you have to go to court, you have to serve them, this and that. They'll basically live in your house for 6 months free rent before you're even able to get into the court to fight it. So, I mean, everything is a very, very big uh, ball of chance. You never know what you're going to get pretty much. Now's the time to invest stocks way down and get a chance to start a profit. Yeah. More of a coffee can save a type guy. Yeah. Hey Judith and Dan, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you guys coming in here. Renting properties might get enough experience. Yeah. I know lots of people that's had rental properties and I know some people that has a rental property and they've had to completely remodel it twice. And it costs money to evict. Yep, but as a trapper that traps skunks, I bet you could force them to move off it. Yeah, but at some point, then it would be considered harassment or stalking or who knows. The property owner has no rights anymore. None. I get what you're saying. Title, we keep the island things. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you, Jamie. That's why I said I think if I ever got a property to do something like that, I would do a like an Airbnb because at that point most of your stays are going to be 2 or 3 days. So they're really not going to have time to tear it up. One, you can charge like 80 to $100 a night, easy. So not only you making more money, you have less of a chance of them destroying your place simply because they're not going to be there very long. So I've thought about doing that as well, but I don't know. Yeah, that's my hopes. I know that it's not going to just take off overnight, but my goal is I don't I know I'll never be a wealthy person as far as money goes, and I don't really care to be. I would just like for my business to do well enough to where I don't have to worry about having to pay a bill or having to worry about putting gas in the car to go to church or something like that. Like that's kind of where I want to be. 2 more years, I believe, and they should have it paid off. That's awesome, Jamie. Hey, honey. Hey, baby. Oh, you giving Bailey hugs? Oh, uh-oh. She sent Bailey with the cart. Look at her. You
Do
missed
you
her.
need a spanking?
tons of rental companies around me that just never went to the aspects. Yeah. Yeah, Jamie, I'm sure, at some point it's going to take off and do well. I got to get myself to that point, you know what I mean?
Give Daddy a kiss. Let's go to
Because there's
bed.
been very, very many times in the past, 14 months that it's almost, just
No, we're not
it's
going.
almost ended because it's
Take your
not done
snacks.
too well. Hey, come here. Big hugs, big hugs. No, 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 no. You see
No.
Bus? What, you see Bus? You want to take Bus to bed? Okay.
Give Daddy a kiss.
Love you.
No, you're not getting candy.
Goodness, break your Bus. That wasn't very nice.
Get it. Get bed. Now. Bed.
Yeah,
Go.
there's nothing in here that you can have. It's all in the marketing, and you're on the right path with what you're doing. Yeah. My biggest problem is, and the same thing with everybody. Not only is the trapping industry very seasonal, the way a lot of the states and laws are going, it's hard to know if you're even going to be able to trap next season. You know what I mean? Because every year they're making it to where states can't use certain traps, they can't use certain methods, and it's just getting to the point where it's like like honestly, how long will it be able to go? Because I know just in the last 12 months, there's like 2 states that have almost cut trapping in half. New Mexico being one of them. Yeah. Right. Okay. And I, $20.
Go find a job.
Probably will. Fur prices and the price of trapping supplies going up and up now. And the thing about fur prices is I get it back in the day, being able to make, loads of money from trapping was awesome. But it's like I tell people, you're not going to quit hunting because there's not very much money to be made. You're not going to quit fishing because there's not very much money to be made. You're not going to quit building your cars because there's no money to be made. So I don't get why trapping has this cloud built over it to where, oh, fur prices are not good this year, so I'm not going to trap. I mean, I have the passion to trap. I love to trap. I don't care. I'm going to trap, I don't even care if I can't sell any of my fur. I'm going to trap because I love trapping. So when I hear people say, oh, yeah, we're not trapping this year because prices just ain't good enough, and I'm like, then you're not a trapper. I mean, if fur prices going down a little bit is going to keep you from trapping, then you're not a true trapper. I'm sorry. That's the way I see it. If you're only going to trap because a coyote's worth $30, then I don't think you're a trapper. I think you're somebody just looking for a way to make money. Is pretty much. I mean, the coyote drops to $5 and nobody wants to trap anymore. Oh, gas has gone up and furs drop. There's no money to be made there. And it's like, I realized back, 40, 50 years ago, there was a ton of money to be made in trapping. And I know that's when the aspect of being able to really make money on it started. Now, yeah, now you're lucky to even sell fur. Forget the price of it. You're lucky if you even sell it. I mean, that's just kind of my thoughts about it. And I tell you that I got my first true anti-comment the other day. Almost brought a tear to my eye. Made me feel like I made the big time now. Yeah. I get anti people all the time, whether it's from trapping or selling trapping supplies or being a Christian. I get anti people every day, nonstop, regardless. Trap for beaver, the Castle market is good. Old sacks, below, ground meat, bait, so. Yeah, my problem is I don't have a place to trap for beaver. I've asked around here locally, stuff like that, and I can't find anybody that's got beaver. There's two places I know that have beaver. One is a public creek or river, and I don't know how many people currently trap it. Uh, I ain't had time to really go look. And another place I know is on private land, but I don't know a way to get a hold of the person. I know who it is, but there's everywhere I look, there's no phone number. I don't know where they live, so I don't know. I would love to trap beaver. Yeah, I get that, trapping's a little different. I know that fur prices have tanked. That's what I said. I mean, right now you're lucky to even sell a fur, but just I don't know. It might just be my opinion, but I don't know. I just when people tell me that they're completely not trapping this year because fur prices are no good, it blows my mind because like I love trapping and I'm gonna trap no matter what. I don't even care to sell the fur honestly. Uh, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to sell fur. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that, but then again, I have never trapped when you could get $10 or $15 for a coon, or 40 or $50 for a coyote, or $150 for a bobcat. I've never trapped during those times, but I think I want to stop selling raw fur next year. Just take everything that land on whoever buys it will appreciate it. Yeah. I trap because I love it and because I want to help the population of predators on property because I know lots of people that love hunting, whether it be deer hunting, turkey hunting, whatever. I like hunting and stuff too, but I like seeing the deer, I like seeing the turkeys, the quail. I like seeing that stuff out there. And I know somebody needs to help maintain it, and there's not very many trappers anymore, so that's what I do. Market 10 first through your store. Yeah, if we're honest, I spent way more money than I could ever make trapping. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts to it. I can't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but that's just kind of how I see it. I mean, I've seen so many people that, especially this last season at conventions and stuff, people that were there walking around, and they're like, yeah, I haven't trapped in 2 years because there's no value in the fur. And me, trying to make a living in the trapping industry, it makes it very hard. And I think this year, I think this season is going to be way harder than last season. Like, uh, I honestly don't know if I will make it through this next season because I mean, from let's see here, 2022. So from 2020 season, I did phenomenal. I did great that year for that trapping season. The 2020 and 2021 season, I did great because there were so many people out trapping. I was helping so many people, beginners and stuff like that. Well, this last season was completely opposite. There were so many people that were selling their trapping stuff because fur prices were not good. A lot of people are getting into where they're just making their own baits and lures now, so they're not buying that. Um, so I mean, it's just I don't know. It's very very rocky doing what I do. Yeah, I get that, Scout, and that's why I said my furs this year I just traded for. He told me the value, and if he said $50, it's like 10 for, and then keep the other 10 for credit on the next batch. Like, I traded all my fur for tan. Like, if I had 12 coyotes and it was, $100 or whatever, I would just be like, you know what, tan 2 coyotes or something, and we're done. Like, I didn't take no money because, I mean, what's the point? Like, there's really not much there, and I ship my fur, so I spend a lot of my money in the shipping also. Trapping is going to become a sport of passion where survival source of income. So, yeah, internet vet, and I definitely seen it last year. Uh, there's so many people that have like just quit trapping and have sold out and stuff like that that it's hard. Judith and Ned, I've tried picking up ADC work. I got one job. Lady at my church, she uh, had some chickens and a coyote killed all her chickens, and she was wanting more chickens. She wants me to come back after the summer, but around here, people just don't want you to. If they do want you to come, they almost want you to pay them to come trap coyotes. Like, they're not going to pay you to do it, period. And it's hard to get jobs around here because I've tried advertising it, and I either get other people that do nuisance work that think I'm trying to take their money from them and their jobs, and they just act like a bunch of a-holes. Or I get people that are against trapping and, threaten to kill me and my family, and I'm a horrible person, this, that. I mean, you know how it is, but that's basically how it is trying to get ADC work around my area. New entrance to the sport 5 years ago, trappers saw money as part of the equation. When coming in the are going to do the same mindset as Flashman. Yeah, internet vet. A lot of the people that I've helped last season were people that you know trapped back 20 years ago, or their dad did, or something like that, and they're kind of wanting to get their kids into it. So, they're going to buy 2 or 3 coyote traps and 2 or 3 raccoon traps, and they're going to trap with their kids. I've done lots of those, but as far as like the longliners and stuff like that, I don't know how many of them just completely sell out last year, and it's just hard. For me, fishing and trapping and hunting. Spend 3 hours with no hits a week without a catch. 3 hours in the woods waiting for a good luck. Get so bored. Yeah, I get that, Jamie. Problem is, they even do an ADC license in some states cost stuff. See, here in Missouri, we don't have to have a license. Trapping, I don't want to turn it into a job. Trapping is almost impossible to turn it into a job right now. I was watching the Jeff Dunlap live the other day, and it was him, it was Jeff Dunlap, Jeff Haggerty, Clint Locklear. I think it was just those three that night. And it might have been before Clint Locklear was there too. But Jeff Haggerty said that making a living in the trapping industry in today's world is virtually impossible. He said there is pretty much nobody that is making a living just in the trapping industry, just strictly in the trapping industry. And I completely agree with it. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that are. I mean, you have people that might, work for F&T that, you know, stock shelves or package orders. Like, you have those people that work for them and get paid hourly, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that make a living just in trapping anymore. I would love for trapping to be my full time gig. Right now, it is my full time gig, but like a full time gig that made money. Hate when I'm gonna stand for hours just to have a deer walk under me and look up like I wasn't trying to hide. Jamie, yeah, I get that. Just do it word of mouth and the way I'm usually up. Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, people just really don't know much about trapping around anymore. If they're a trapper, they do, but everybody else still thinks trapping is what it was 40 years ago. I always get asked, you sell your furs for a lot of money? And it's like, no. I mean, and another thing with trapping stuff is the supplies are going up like crazy. Telling you, every time I look, something or other has gone up. And I mean, some things have gone up 50% in the last, 6, 7 months. It's crazy. Pretty much all traps have gone up $20 to $30 a dozen. Pretty much all of them have. Trappers keep everything in check and make or overpopulated your fishing. Opportunities decline if your nest rate is going checked or hunting is compromised. Yeah, pretty much an event. It's just that some states really cracking down. So, yeah. And Scab, yeah, I know some people that do like nuisance work, and basically, the farmer's like, "Hey, I got coyotes that need trapped," and he's like, "All right, well, if you order me 2 dozen traps, I'll come trap them." All right, and he'll buy 2 dozen traps, give them to him, and then he'll trap all the coyotes. So I mean, I've seen a lot of that. I run for 2 weeks of the property I hunt. That's it, just for one person. Yeah, I hunt ready. That's awesome. See, that's most of my trapping that I do is strictly for the passion of it, because I mean, I love trapping, and to help with the population of predators. Like my mom, she has a field beside her that's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 acres, and it's got a road that goes kind of not really in the middle, but to the side of it, and she was hearing coyotes like crazy all the time, and her dog was barking at him and was keeping him up at night. So when trapping season came, I trapped that road, and I trapped it from November 15th to like the third week in December, and then I trapped it like the last week of January, and I ended up catching 6 coyotes out of her little field, and it was right beside her house. And since then, like, she doesn't really hear any coyotes over there anymore. Her dogs don't bark at them, so I mean that's why I do it. I had a lady at my church that, like I said, had coyotes killed her chickens, and I trapped her place, and I ended up catching one pretty good sized coyote, which I'm pretty sure was the alpha of the pack that was running through her yard. People are like, why don't the traps have teeth on them? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. A lot of yokes yapping on the hillside across from the house. I'd go trap them. North Carolina, if you don't have a depredation permit and an ADC license, you can't even take the animal off the property. That's crazy, Scab. Yeah, the thing about it in Missouri is we don't have to have a license to do it, but you're supposed to dispatch the animal and throw it away, like dispose of it. You're not supposed to sell anything from it. You're not supposed to keep the fur or anything like that. Like you're supposed to be doing it for nuisance only. So basically, you trap, dispatch, discard. You get caught trapping. That's in Illinois. Yeah, that's awesome, Jamie. Say I let my conservation agent know anytime I'm gonna be doing something like trapping anything. One, just so he knows. Two, if anybody tries to start anything with me, I can say, here's conservation agent's number. Call him. He'll tell you that he knows what I'm doing. He's okay with it. So they caught a few in snare sets. Yeah, I wish we could use snares here. If we could use snares here, it'd be a whole nother ball game because I've seen so many places like in fence rows that I would hang a snare, and I know I could catch a lot of bobcats and coyotes and coons, but we can't use snares here. We can use cable restraints, but they have to be somewhere where there's no entanglement. So basically in the middle of a field. Here, nuisance animals are open year round: coyote, fox, mixed deer, stuff. That's pretty much how it is here. I mean, anything is considered a nuisance as far as predators go, and you can go trap them. Uh, my conservation agent told me, he said if it's one or two raccoons or something, go do it. He said I don't really care. He said now if it's going to be something where it's going to take you a week to do, or you might end up having to go back out. He's like, let me know. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to let him know anytime I do anything. Just so if somebody tries to start something, he's already knows where I'm at, what I'm doing, stuff like that. So yeah, here in Missouri, we don't have to have a nuisance permit or an ADC license or anything like that. Nutria and striped skunk are the only animals trappable year round. Hmm. And that's what my conservation agent told me because I was asking him about it. He's like, I would highly suggest that you do it. He's like, because there's not very many people that do it. And I texted him a while back and I told him, I said, hey, I said, if you know anybody that uh, needs some nuisance animals taken care of, I said, let me know. He's like, I really appreciate that. He's like, I'm glad to know there's somebody that I can ask for help. It's like, I'm game to help anybody. Yeah. The problem is, though, like I said, nobody here wants to pay for it at all. And right now, like, most of my trapping is literally, like, not very far from our house. So I couldn't drive 20, 30 minutes one way to go trap problem beaver and not charge for it because it's going to cost me at least 20, 30 bucks in gas a day to do that. So, yeah, that's what people don't understand at all anymore. It would take the truck if you got trapped in the season, we went to right timelines. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with pretty much any kind of state ran thing or government thing. They're always trying to figure out more ways to make money. Because that's really all they care about. The Missouri Conservation Department started a thing now to where in Missouri, and I found out that Iowa is the same way, that you cannot film on conservation land or anything like that unless you buy a permit, which is $500 a day. That is ridiculous. Buy you a company side by side radar. I don't have the money to buy one. I wish I had the money for one. I'm hoping in the next 12 to 24 months I can have a lot of my debt paid off, I hope, and be able to start paying more on other debt. I would like to be, virtually debt free in 5 years. Besides like the house, because I mean that's a whole nother story. But like, I would like to have vehicles paid off. I would like to have all loans, all business loans paid off. I want everything paid off because it's just hard. North Carolina, you need to take the WCA class, stand $200 all the way to. That's crazy, scam. It's crazy. You can see here in Missouri now, we can trap coyotes on private land through April 15th. So now I can trap, spring coyotes and stuff and not even have to worry about it. Like I can just, do it. So, because that's the thing with my 80s work, like I'm not wanting to do, somebody's got squirrels in their attic or raccoon under their house. Like I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want to go inside anybody's house because I don't want to deal with all that extra stuff that comes with that. I want like the landowner that's having chickens killed, the farmer that's, having calves that needs coyotes taken care of. That's the kind of stuff I want to get into. But I don't know. Like I'm trying hard, like so hard to be able to make it to the conventions this year, just to be able to get ADC work and also helps me to write. That's awesome, Scam. Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm realizing that I'm not sure if I'm ever going to make the trapping company that I have my main thing for ever. Like, because I've done it now, but it's hard just to get all the bills for the month paid. So, I don't know. Eventually, it's going to get to the point where I'm probably going to have to get a job or something and kind of like slow down the business, backseat kind of thing. Because, and it's like I've told people, there's becoming so many trapping supply companies that, selling trapping supplies right now is almost useless. Like, I really don't sell very much trapping supplies at all. Because, there's just so many companies now. And it pretty much comes down to whoever's, $2 cheaper on the shipping. So, I don't know. It's always a lot to think about. I think about it every day. Gotta have a steady income, yeah. That's one thing we don't have, is steady income. That's why we are. One bill at a time, $20 in the gas tank at a time. So I tell people, people think that, I have a trap and supply company, I own my own business, I make my own baits and moors. I've been able to spread my name pretty much everywhere. So people think that I'm a super successful trap supply owner and business, and it's like, not really. I'm like, right, like, I'm pretty much got a piece of dental floss holding me from falling over the edge. Like that's where I've been at for like almost a year now. Don't give up on it though, man. Keep it going on the back burner. Yeah, and I've told many people that it's gotten to the point sometimes where I don't know, like I want it to work out so bad, and I try so hard, and I put everything into it, but it's not fair for my family to have to continue to go through it because I'm trying so hard to work on my dream. It's like I really can't imagine myself giving this up to do anything else, but at some point, it'll be kind of a no other option kind of thing. So I don't know. That's what I said with the trapping industry going in a steady decline and the cost of living going on a very high incline. I I don't really see it. I really worry that I'll even be able to make it through the year. Looking for gigalos in the Netherlands. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one, Stab. But yeah, like if the trapping season this year, as far as the business goes, starts going the way that last year did, I'm probably just gonna have to hang it up because I mean it's like I said, there's really not much money in trapping supplies. So unless you're selling a bunch of it every day, I mean there's no money in it. So I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things I probably overshare, but that's how I feel. I try to keep it real. I want people to know me, and I get asked all the time. People wanting to start a trapping supply business or something, and they think it's going to be great. They're going to order trapping supplies and be able to sell it and do really well. Well, it's not always that way. When you buy $6,000 worth of trapping supplies that you need to sell in 3 weeks, and it ends up taking 3 months to sell it. You're way far in the hole at that point, and people don't understand that. Shipping is high enough to eat profit. Yeah, I lose. I have a lot of orders that I lose money on because of shipping, and I got in a not really an argument, but a thing on Facebook a while back. Uh, Somebody ordered a dozen MB 550s, and I had on my website where there's two options to choose from shipping. If you had an order from $0 to $150, the shipping is $12.99. If your order was $151 or more, shipping is $24.99. Well, they pick the cheapest shipping option, even though their order was 220, almost $230. Well, I immediately refunded the order, and I made a post on my Facebook about how I've been having this problem a lot lately of people buying two, three, $400 worth of supplies and picking the $150 and under shipping option. Well, I can't ship a dozen traps for $12. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm never going to get the money from what I charge for shipping to cover the shipping. But between like the payment from the website already takes, if somebody makes a $200 order, uh, it's I don't know, like it's hard to actually break it all down, but there's really not very much money in there. Like if somebody just orders a dozen like MB 550s, I'm probably gonna lose $5 on the dozen throughout the whole process. Yeah, shipping prices are off the wall. That's what people understand. A dozen, like say a dozen MB 550s will cost you about $20 to ship. A dozen 650s will cost you about $30 to ship. If you get up to like, say, the Bridger 330s, a dozen of those are going to cost you close to $40 to ship them. Well, you charge $20 to ship, so you're losing $20 right there just on the shipping, minus the credit card fee from the payment, the cost of the website, and this and that. Like, it all adds up to where, in the end, like I said, if you're not making a lot of sales per day, you're not making any money. And uh, I had a good like 3 or 4 weeks where I was getting at least one order a day, but now it's kind of gotten to where it's season's over. I might be getting 2 orders a week basically. So I'm trying to push everything on Facebook and stuff like that to sell trapping supplies or baits and lures or anything like that. So it's very, very hard. Very hard. And that's a lot of people, they think that, if they start a trap and supply business in a year or two, they're going to be like Minnesota or F&T or Fleming or anything like that. And it's like, that's just not going to happen. Like, I don't know how many of you people know, have heard of Trap Shed trapping supplies, but I don't know what they did, but I mean, they immediately blew up like that. I mean, they've been in business. I don't even think it's been 2 years. They've been in business 2 seasons, and they're already like right now one of the top guys. Like, they're up there pretty close with like Hoosier and Southern Trap Supplies and stuff like that now, and they've only been doing it for 2 seasons. I've been doing it, for 3.5 years, and it's hard. I'm telling you. So like that, I don't know. I don't know if they just know the right people or what it is, but yeah, it's definitely hard. I try my best, and I try to bring new things in all the time. Like, I'm bringing some new stuff in this week. Trap Shed. I don't know. I know that Trap Shed, they opened up in 2020, and their first like month or two, they were doing more business than I did in a whole year. So that's what I said. I don't know how they blew up the way they did, but they blew up, and they blew up fast. And that's, I get all the time asked, when am I going to start carrying this? When am I going to start selling this and this and this and that and this brand? And, that stuff costs a lot of money. A lot of money. And I try to go as fast as I can. Like, being able to start selling Duke stuff was one of the best decisions I ever did, and one of the hardest things I ever did, because it was so hard to figure it out. And I'm gonna tell you, Trapper J definitely helped me with that. Gotta be able to order stuff by the pallet to make money. Yeah, but the thing is, you gotta have the 10 grand it's gonna cost to order a pallet with stuff. And there's still not a lot of money in it. I can tell you right now, if you order a pallet, if you order $10,000 worth of trapping supplies, a pallet costs you at least $250 to ship. Um, and off of $10,000 pallet, you'll be lucky if you profit 2,500 bucks. The kick-ass logo will get you a lot of attention. Yeah, takes a lot of money to make money. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably sharing a little too much, but I mean, if you want to know me, this is me. This is what goes through my head all day, every day. Definitely a stress-filled life. And I think that's the biggest difference between me and really any other trapping supply company because I I'm not gonna say there isn't, but I don't know of any other trapping supply company that is really very social with the customers, especially not like I am. That's not constantly on the internet or the phone talking to different customers, interacting with them, getting to know them. Like most of the customers I have, I know personally. Like I've talked to them many times, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. I mean, I know most of my customers personally. I've spent the time to talk to them many times. So I think that's the big difference between me and a lot of other companies. Like most other companies, trap supply companies, you can't even you don't even know who owns the company. Like honestly, like Trap Shed, I have no idea who owns Trap Shed. F&T, I have no idea who owns F&T. I have no idea who owns Fleming. There's some of them like Hoosier. I know it's, if I remember right, Justin Chet and somebody else owns it. Uh, Dakota Line Snares, it's owned by, um, oh, I can't, I just, his mind just Mark something. I think Mark Stack, something like that. Uh, Okie Trap Supply is owned by Jeb. I'm trying to think of the ones I know. F&T used to be back in the 90s. If you went to their store, called them up. No, somewhere. Yeah, and that's what I said. I think the biggest difference between me and other supply companies is I feel like a lot of them, they might have started being great companies, but they've kind of got to the point now where they're just about the money. It's all about how much product I can send through the door. They don't really care about the customer anymore. Most of them you have a really hard time even being able to get a hold of or contact them. So I don't know, but and that's the thing about it though. If something happens and I'm not able to continue doing what I do, I'm still gonna be on here. I'm still gonna be on Facebook and YouTube and all these other things because I like this. I like being able to interact with you guys. I feel like I've really like made connections with a lot of y'all, and I'll still be here no matter what. It doesn't matter if the trapping thing doesn't work out for me. I'll still be here. Lights flashing. So, Trapper Jay's, he's been one of those guys that's helped me, like, a lot. Like, a lot. Uh, I honestly don't think, without Trapper Jay, I really don't know if I would have even made it through this last season as far as the business goes. Because he's helped me out so much. And I know he don't really see it like that, but, I mean, he's helped me a lot. And I hope someday I can pay it back, but I try to help him out as much as I can. I usually help him out with information because I know a lot of stuff. That's awesome, Judith and Dan. Here would take loans. That's awesome, and yeah, I mean, I would take about anybody with me. The problem with me is a lot of the places that I trap, they don't want me taking anybody else there, just me. Closest trapping supply to me is down in Myrtle Beach, and it's mainly mail order. Yeah, and see, the thing about me is I've had some local people that's wanted to come here, but I don't have a storefront because I don't have the money to. Uh, my plan was to take the shop I have and make me a storefront in it, but I don't have the money to do that. And two, I don't really have the money to keep very much stuff on hand at all. Like, I really don't keep any traps on hand at all because there's hardly any money to be made in it and they're expensive. So 99% of the traps that I sell are drop shipped because that's about the only way I can afford to do it because there's almost no money to be made in it, honestly. I hope someday I can get to where I can, but I don't know. I don't see it being this year either at all, so I would take any of you except Dan. He would make me look like a fool, but you know, that's awesome, Scam. So you're trying to run the business and yeah, it's all me. It's always been just me. I don't I've never had any help from the get go. It's always been me, always been my own money. I don't have any uh what do you call it? I don't know. But yeah, it's always been me and the thing about me is I'm more into this to help people out than I am to make money. Like there's many times that I'll be talking to somebody and they want to get their kids into trapping and stuff like that. Um, I'll sell them everything at cost. I mean, I don't even try to make money on it. I tell them, say, hey, I'll sell you everything at cost, and you pay the actual shipping price, and that's it. Like, I'm not worried about it. I see. I can't even get a business loan. I don't have enough capital to get a business loan, and I've tried. I have so much debt because I had loans from when I had my outdoor store, and it didn't go over well, and I still owe on those loans. So between that and I don't really have any capital, it's hard for me to get loans. And even with the loan, you gotta have the business. Fun to pick apart your loan. How do I know? Because you can just, I mean, if you look at a lot of YouTube channels, Facebook pages, I mean, I don't know, like if you get on Facebook and there's posts all the time, people will say, hey, I want to order this. Where's the best place to order? And there'll be 40 comments, and 15 to 20 of those will be people saying trap shed. Uh, if you look at their Facebook, I mean, they are constantly bringing in pallets of new inventory. Not really like replacement inventory, but new items in inventory. And they've already, since they first opened, they've already uh, built their second or third um, what do you call it, warehouse because they didn't have enough room to do everything they was doing. They started with like a small storefront, like a building, and then moved into a bigger shop, and then they built like a huge shop because they ran out of room. So I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's what I said. I don't know what they did right, but I mean, they blew up fast, way beyond what I am doing. Guarantee they didn't start that on their own. Probably not. And the thing about it is I started out when I was young. When I opened up my outdoor store, let's see, I'd have been 24, I think, somewhere around there, 24 years old. I didn't really have any money saved up or anything. Um, I decided I wanted to do it, and I found a building that I could rent, and I got a $5,000 business loan, uh, to help pay first month's rent and utilities, and I was able to get about $2,000 with inventory. Because when I first started, I didn't have much of anything, and I just kept trying my hardest to bring more stuff in, bring more stuff in, bring more stuff in. Well, I wasn't selling very much stuff, and when I did, it was all online. So that's when I had the store for, uh, what was it? It was a little over a year, and I decided that I was just gonna close it because I was paying, what was it, about $1,700 $1,800 a month for the building, and I wasn't hardly doing any in-store sales. So I mean, that was like the hardest thing I ever did was deciding to close that, because when I closed that store, it was basically saying I accept failure. I failed at what I wanted to do. That's pretty much how it was to me, and that was very, very, very hard to get through. And I basically just went online, and I did that for almost 2 years, and then I decided to go into this, and I've been doing this since January of 2021. So it's been 12, 13, 14, it's been like 14, 15 months that I've had this name and been doing it, and I'm trying hard to get it to go. But like I said, it's been all my own money the whole time. I've gotten a loan here and a loan there, but it's been all my own money, and I feel like if I wouldn't have opened the store and went to just doing what I'm doing now, I would have been okay. But the store got me so far upside down that I couldn't hardly get away from it. I would tell you an idea for trap new show, kind of like Homestead Rescue, only for trapper. Scam. That'd be pretty cool. Trapping Across America is kind of like that. He just goes to people's trap line and he films them running the trap line. That's the show that I have my commercial on. But he basically just goes, every episode is a different place where he's trapping with a different person, a different family, in a different state. This year, the first two episodes were with Nick Ernie. The last episode that aired last Sunday was with Jeff Haggerty. Jeff Haggerty was in Alaska trapping beaver. So the next episode, I don't know if it's going to be like a Jeff Haggerty second episode or what it's going to be, but that's kind of what Trapping Across America is. He goes with different people on their lines, do something that others can't do, or sell something that no one else has. I've tried, like, as far as trapping industry, uh, instead of carrying all the big names and stuff, which I carry a lot of the big names, but I've tried carrying some of the stuff that you can't really get anywhere else, like Billingsley's Lures, Wolf and Brand Lures, Cache River Lures. I carry Sawmill, of course, my own that I make. I have my two seasonings that I make. I have a hot sauce. I have another bait and lure company that I'm bringing in this week. So I'm always trying to bring in things that uh, others can't have, like, because there's no point in me trying to carry everything the exact same that Minnesota carries or F&T carries or this and that. I want mine to be somewhat special, so the best way I know how to do that is to carry um, baits and lures from people that you can't get anywhere else. Like, you can't go buy Wolf and Brand or um, Sawmill or Billingsley or any of that. You can't buy that from Minnesota. You can't buy that from F&T. So that's kind of the route I've went in that. I also carry like Dunlaps and Mark June and Cavins. I still carry stuff like that, but that's kind of where they went. And I used to be a cook slash chef, so I make my own seasonings. I make my own hot sauce that I just started selling. So I have things like that I do, and I'm hoping that kind of I can start selling some of my seasonings and hot sauces and stuff, and that can kind of help get me through um, the summer, the off seasons. Trap mods maybe or skinning stuff. The problem with skinning stuff is I've never really sold a bunch. I carry a bunch of it, uh, but like stretchers, boards, fleshing beams, and stuff like that are super expensive to ship. I've seen the shows. This would be for trappers that are having problems with certain animals. That'd be awesome, Scab. I will tell you that if you do something like that, you're better off to do it on YouTube because TV shows are so expensive. So expensive. Ritter Man Beaver, where can I get it? Like I said, I mean, that's another one. I have no idea. If I mean, probably from him himself. There's you can like some of the smaller names you can get from PCS Outdoors, so you might check them out. They might have it. Uh, I don't know. I think PCS Outdoors is where I'd go check. Yeah, there's skidding stuff that I have on my website. Like there's some knives. I had stretchers on there at one point, but I got rid of those because it just cost too much to ship them. Having problems catching beaver in the southeast. The show would bring and yeah. So it'd be a great idea, but it'd be something I think that you would do better with, like on YouTube. Because TV shows are very expensive, and that's why commercials cost so much. Because I mean, TV shows are expensive to have. That's why there's so many commercials and ads on them. So like, I mean, uh, like say the channel itself does not pay the people that have the TV show to have the show. The people that have the TV show have to pay the TV channel to run their show. It's not like these stupid Hollywood TV shows, where ABC owns the show. ABC buys the rights to the show, so if it doesn't pan out, ABC kicks the show. It's not like that. These are TV shows that people do by themselves, pay their own money into it, and pay the TV channel to show their show in hopes that, they could make a little money by selling their own advertisement spots, their own commercials, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, because as far as I know, I'm the only other person that sells Billingsley's lures that I've seen. There might be somebody else somewhere, but I've never seen it. I think I'm the only one that sells it. Just like the Wolfen brand, Jim Tate's. PCS is the only other place I know that sells Wolfen. Because he doesn't like to ship very much. He sells most of his at conventions and from his shop. I don't think he really ships at all. But it is what it is. So, I don't know. Like I said, I I love what I do, and I put pretty much all my time and effort into it, and give it all it has. But if it doesn't work out, I'll still be here. You know, I'll still be doing lives and chatting with people and whatnot. I'll probably honestly have more time to do this, to do stuff like this, to make videos and chat with people. But I don't know. All right, Internet Vet, I appreciate you coming here and chatting with us. Hope you have a good night, man. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Saw the other day that Dobbins put out a message on Trapper Man for Castro. And that's the other thing, you know. Making baits and lures is also very, very, very expensive. In hopes that you make your money back. I mean, if you wanted to see a video that kind of explains it better than I can, uh, Kansas Trapline, Ed Schneider, posted a video. It was probably close to 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that, about conventions and making traps and lures, or making baits and lures and how you go about it. It's talking about like the cost of the conventions, what it costs to go, and stuff like that. And that was a really, really good video. I would recommend everybody to watch that video. I'll probably find it and share it onto my uh, YouTube community page. But it was a very, very, very good video that explained it a lot and actually kind of explained the process of it and like how hard it actually is. And that's what he said. You know, when he first started, he was wanting to be a trap supplier and a bait and lure maker, and he basically got out of the trap supply part of it because there wasn't hardly any money to be made in it, especially not at conventions. I mean, like selling traps at conventions for someone like me is you can't really do it. I mean, like when if I bring Duke traps, well Duke is there, FNT's there, Minnesota's there, all these other people that carry Duke traps. Well, not Minnesota's, they don't carry Duke, but if I carry Bridgers or MBs, Minnesota's there. You know, they're gonna have better prices than I can offer. So I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, that video that Ed Schneider did was awesome. I probably will share it to my community page tonight because it was a very good video with lots of information. Ed Schneider has a lot of good videos. I don't know if everybody is following his channel or subscribe to it, but it's definitely one that I would subscribe to. The Kansas Trapline products. I've got to meet Ed a few times, and he's an awesome guy. Definitely very knowledgeable. Let's see, I've seen him at one, two, three conventions, I think. I've seen him at the NTA, seen him at Missouri, and I've seen him at Nebraska. I got to meet him at all those. So, he's a really cool guy. One of the many people that I got the pleasure of meeting. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming on here and chatting with me. Hope everybody has a great week. I'm going to go ahead and head off here. So, our state convention is funny. You got 3 or 4 supply places also. That's pretty much how it is, Scab. That's why I said this year I'm not really going to be bringing trapping supplies because uh, I ordered like $8,000 worth of stuff to take to the first convention, and literally there was at least one or two other people or companies there that were selling the exact same stuff as I was. So you didn't really sell anything. I mean, I didn't have to order anything else for the next. Well, I think we went to 5 or 6 conventions. I didn't have to order anything for those conventions because I didn't really sell anything. So, and it makes it hard, when you go to a convention and it's costing you 500-600 bucks right off the bat just to be there. So, definitely hard. I didn't make any money at any of the conventions I went to last year. Didn't make any money, and more than likely I won't make any money at any conventions this year. That's why they're so hard to go to. Because I go there and I'm like almost guaranteed to lose money when I go to a convention. So, because it's hard for me to compete against, F&T, Minnesota, Funky. It's hard for me to compete against companies like that. Very, very, very hard. And that's at conventions. Even not at a convention, it's hard for me to compete with them. So, but anyway, I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody has a great week. Hope I didn't scare anybody off with all my oversharing tonight, I guess you could say. But like I said, if anybody ever has any questions, feel free to ask me about anything. I am very honest, very truthful. I'll always keep it real. I don't water anything down. So, if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great week. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.